Unfortunately, you rolled very poorly. So what it comes out to is they tell you, yeah, we can do that for you, but it's probably going to take like a week or two for us to get that to happen.
All right. Well, I would try to go house camp directly. I will say, like, listen, I can deal with Zorlon. Like, I'm traveling that way. I can deal with house camp east if you guys don't want the business.
All right, well then you're going to roll me an intimidation check. I was originally going
Okay.
to make you roll persuasion with a disadvantage. I will allow you to roll an intimidation because you're doing a different route than normal.
Okay.
Okay. So with your intimidation check, you actually kind of walk up to somebody and like you're asking, and so your house is taking care of it on one side, and then you go over here and you're like, just give me the goddamn. You know what? I'll deal with Zorlon. I'm going that way. I will gladly give them the business. I'm giving you a goddamn discount, and you like slam on the desk, and they're like,
Right.
all right, all right. What exactly are you trying to get, Captain Kieran?
I need work done on the ship. It's not major work, nothing with the mast on. I need the flooring and the railing replaced, not replaced, repaired. Not now, but in the future. Maybe, I don't know, 6 months from now. So plenty of time to work that out.
Oh wait, you want to do work first and then get paid later?
Yeah, that's why I'm offering you this.
Oh, that's so unusual for Lirindar. Yeah, that's actually a pretty great deal.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, all right. Well, I wish I knew you a few decades ago. All right, so where were you? I mean, I can always move something. Where are you trying to go?
I'm traveling as far as the mirror holds. I would prefer not to take this shipping into the principalities if possible.
You want to dump everything before you get there. That's probably not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually if I bring you into principalities, I wouldn't be going through you anyways. Yeah, I think we can get something. As a matter of fact, why don't I'm pretty sure I have a manifest that you can drop off for me over in New Throne.
Scott, where is that?
Kabara. It's
Kabar-
actually
Oh, yeah, yeah.
it's actually do me a
capital.
favor, roll me a history check.
I know it's the capital of Kobara. Let's see. Normal history.
Oh, you danced around
no.
that 19 for so long and then it ended on the 1.
Okay, now.
Oh, that's awful. I'm sorry. Okay, so you unfortunately you're like, yes, I will bring it there for you cuz I'm going east, right? And they're like, yeah, sounds great. And they're like, you're like,
Find it on a map later.
sounds good. And so that's kind of like how things end, where they're like, we are willing to repair your ship for you if you're willing to bring these supplies for us all the way to New Throne. Okay, perfect.
That works.
What else did you want to
The
do?
other thing was, if we did have extra space in the ship after all is said and done, I talked to Luke about this first, to see what he's bringing. I'd like to set up potential deals going that way. Again, dumping everything before we get to the principalities.
Okay, so I know that there was somebody else. You're referring to the other person that you wanted to speak to.
Yes, and then I wanted to have a conversation then.
Okay, sure. So why don't we at least open up negotiations between the two of you first, and then we can worry about like the details of cargo space, because the ship can handle comfortably for a true voyage, can handle comfortably 30 people and 150 tons of cargo. You don't know how much people are bringing onto your boat. So, all right. So, anyways, you are going to speak with N. So,
I probably would have let him know I was coming.
I imagine, again, it's one of those simple things where as soon as you hit the city, you went straight over to some place where you can send a message. You paid somebody, they sent the message, and he knows that you're coming later this day. So it's later in the day, and I say, Z knows that you're coming over at some point in time. And so when you arrive at the house, it's one of those things where you've actually visited N enough that when you come walking by, the person, like his actual secretary that works on the desk, kind of looks up and says, "Evening, Karen," and and then he looks back down to what he was doing.
All right.
And so you go over, you do your typical knock knock walk.
Yep.
Okay, so you knock knock walk in the door, and he's actually off to the side, standing in front of his fireplace, enjoying a glass of whiskey, staring into the fire that's crackling. Now it is summertime, and it is hot as hell, but he does have a fire lit.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's weird, and that's really weird. This is what you do for fun. You just drink and you sit by the fire.
Huh?
It's fucking weird.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was. Kieran. It's
How are you?
I'm doing well. Your trip to the south was a lot quicker than I expected. You were gone for but a month.
Yeah, no, we wrapped things up fast. It was nice.
I'm glad to hear that. Were you able to mark her off of your list?
Yeah, unfortunately, it didn't really add up to anything that could, me killing her, but it worked out fine.
I'm glad to hear that.
I got his ring back. That was good.
Are we speaking on?
Was.
Are we speaking on House Deneath business, or would you like to have a more private conversation?
This is fine for now. We are going to the Principalities, and I'm gonna really try to study his expression at that.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Because
roll me an insight.
I believe he's actually from the Principalities. I don't think he's admitted that. But
So when you say that, you can see that he seems more interested than you probably would have expected.
okay.
Well, no, actually, you do expect it, but more interested.
I am
than, yeah.
looking for it.
Yeah, because you're looking for that directly. Yep. Okay.
Yep. And so I wait for him to respond.
So when you drop that on there and you just kind of wait there staring at him, probably your own little wry smile forming, he's like, okay, you're going to the Principalities. I'm very happy to hear that. What is it that you intend to do over in that direction? Are you there to stir up a storm?
Technically, we're going through them, but you should come with us.
Excuse me?
You should come with us. Your brother is currently setting up contacts within your house to arrange shipping, to and from and all around that coast, whatever. And you should oversee that. I think it would be good for him to have a supervisor. And I could use some people who know what they're doing aboard my ship. Especially since 3 of them are not sailors.
I agree with what you're saying. Having me on the ship certainly would aid in the naval combat. However,
excellent. So let's do it.
However, not only do I have my responsibilities here in Sharn for the house, I am literally the one acting on Luca's behalf as he's out gallivanting across all of Eberron.
I know, but come on. The city is awful. Let's go. It'll basically be a vacation.
However, if I'm not here speaking on Luca's behalf, who's going to be the one that's speaking to the elders? Who's the one that's going to stop him from actually becoming excoriate?
Fine. It'll be fine. There's no need to worry.
I don't think our mother would appreciate that kind of wanton attitude. This is something that I would have to speak to Luca about before I abandoned my position of looking after my little bro.
Yeah, but this was going to be a lovely surprise.
It certainly would be a surprise if it was a surprise. Him and I have not been the same since what happened with Dask. That fight was unique.
Like I said, a very nice surprise.
What are you getting at, Kieran?
I think you should do this. I think it would be great for both of you. Sharn is a lovely city, but it's still just a city. It's gross here.
I'm not disputing the quality of Sharn, especially in this damned heat, but does Luca need me?
Maybe.
I'll speak to Luca, but I really am...
I don't like what's happening in the Principalities lately, and I could really use people who know what they're doing. And Karen will get very serious all of a sudden. It might be nothing. It might be very dangerous.
Damn it. Luca's gonna have to find somebody else to speak in his behalf.
I think he's working on that. He is more resourceful than you know.
Yes, but he's not as charismatic as I had hoped.
Sometimes you don't need that.
Yeah, and sometimes you really do. All right, I will come and speak to the rest of your group, and I will speak to the house about the potentials of my leaving. However, I am not conscribing onto your ship as of right now.
That's
I will, I will speak and find out. What deals is he making with the house?
I don't know. I'm sure you can find that out.
I'm sure I could. Is there anything else, Kieran, or is this what you wanted to come and speak to me about?
No, that's it.
Oh, well,
Why?
I just you caught me off guard with this, and I thought you were trying to butter me up for the real bad news.
No, this is it. I swear. Promise.
I feel like that's not true. What's that ring?
Oh, and I'll actually show it to him. And he's like, hey, it's magical.
I forget, which finger did you say you wear it on? The right hand.
The right
finger.
finger.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Widow finger.
Yeah. He takes it and he looks at it, and it's one of those like as he takes it and looks at it, he like looking it over for like a minute or two. He's like, "Is it? It does seem to have like I don't know. It feels strange in my hand, but it's magic.
Mhm.
Huh. It's nice." And he gives it back.
Thank you. And that's all.
Okay.
So I'll see you later.
Okay.
Peace.
He turns and walks away. And I don't think you had anybody else you needed to speak to, correct? Not yet.
No, that's it.
Perfect. So while he's in port and just kind of like kicking around the ship for a little bit, does Stalbor ever like get off of the ship to go and like do anything in the city?
Yeah, he buys the stuff and then he would go find Reich at the bar.
Oh, that's right. He buys.
So
some
he would
stuff-
probably be with Reich by now.
That's right. I remember.
Way
that.
above, way before everyone else.
Yeah. No. That's fine.
But he wouldn't even mention that, like, oh, you got the good stuff. He wouldn't notice.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. That's perfectly fine. Cool. So while you're there with Reich, enjoying drinks with Reich at the bar, feel free to roleplay that for a moment.
Well, first of all, when you get there, I don't know how long you take, but even if it's a relatively short amount of time, Reich is already trashed by the time you get there. He's already drank all the good whiskey and is now ordering cheap shit. And then, like, when you walk in, he says, "Stalbor, thank
That's
God you've come to join me.
Thank
There's
the
a lot of
gods.
whiskey in this bar, and I don't think I can do it by myself." Luca was like supposed to come, but I guess he's busy. That's whiskey is for
business.
this guy.
Well, when in Shan.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't even, like, they would not even be like, oh, why? It's just like, yeah, fuck it.
You know.
And he would easily, like, pay a couple of silver to try and catch up. And Stalbor is
You know,
lightweight, so, you know.
You don't have
Stop.
to. You don't have to worry about catching up yet, because while you guys, and feel free to roleplay again, after you've already had like only about 2 drinks or so, I'm going to interrupt. So please, do your early roleplay.
You know, Stalbor, this is my first birthday away from Dargan.
Oh.
Haven't seen my home in a year. A year.
Well, aren't we going back that way? We could stop in. I know
Fuck
Kieran
that.
has a fascination about going to people's homelands.
Fuck that place. You know what my dad gave me for my 17th birthday? He let me execute a prisoner. And because it took me 2 swings to take his head off, he gave me 16 lashes. And you know what hurt my feelings the most? I was mad because he gave me 16 lashes because he thought it was my 16th birthday.
Oh my god, that's one of the best things I've ever heard.
But this would be a very similar reaction to Stalbor's, because he's already, like, tipsy at that point.
Oh my god.
I don't want to go home until I have every piece of the regalia. And then when I go, I'm going to rub his face in it. I'm going to rub her face in it. And I'm going to take what's mine. You mark my words, Stalbor.
Stalbor, like, puts her hand on each shoulder and is like, Reich, we are far more alike than I ever considered. Oh, we'll find that regalia. Oh, we will.
Excuse me. Excuse me over here. I hate to say names so out in the open. Are you Stalbor, the one that
Oh God.
you know, from Lower Dura?
He'll kind of like frown, be like, Stalbor the Marked.
Well, you're you got someone that's been looking for you. He paid a few of us to keep an eye for you.
How much do I owe you?
No, Denton. He said it's important.
Ah.
He needs to see you, and he paid a few of us to keep an eye open for you.
Oh wow!
I don't know if
Did you meet my name? Did you meet my friend Denton Reich?
He did actually.
No.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, yes, I did.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Scott, would I have a chance to insight this? I know it might be a little metagamey. I don't know, maybe, but
Yeah, go ahead.
and Reich is very drunk, so I'd be willing to take that at
Go ahead.
disadvantage.
Right.
No, you can. I mean, oh, if you're saying he's very drunk, then yeah, you can take this.
I'm very drunk. I drank
You
a bottle of
specifically
whiskey
said
by
very drunk.
myself.
Yep.
Stalbor's like a drink in. Reich is like gone.
Rip.
I mean,
No.
so nothing.
Let's go talk to Den. That guy
Yes, but
he was
say
definitely
his name,
something.
Say his name quieter. Anytime you say it again, Reich.
Okay,
Come on.
let's go see Den.
Yeah, Stalbor, I don't know if you're supposed to bring friends. It is Denton. I'm not gonna tell you no. I'm just saying.
Denton knows my comrades. Denton knows how close I am to other people.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay then. You good luck to you. He looked pretty
He
pissed.
kind of like pats the guy, like, oh, he's pissed. Oh dear. And immediately just set out to Denton's place, which, if I remember correctly, isn't actually that far from here.
It's
We're at
like
a
it's like
local bar.
yeah, it's like just go down and then over. a
Yeah,
little bit,
you're just
but,
like
way down. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's kind of like jump off a cliff.
Oh,
and then
I'll
fall for a while.
also say, because Kieran would know the same place, but Kieran doesn't know Denton. Fuck.
No.
I would go to the bar and say if, and he'll just quickly draw her, but like the dragon mark is the main thing, right? If she walks in, tell her hobgoblin and her husband are coming back later, and they'll leave. He's a little drunk.
Okay.
By the way, am I missing something? Did Stalbor and Kieran get married at some point?
No, I've had like
This is
lovers.
the second time.
No, but it's still a joke from back when back. I said I actually when he says I go ha.
Making sure.
So
It's like he's in it because he assumes this will be short, so it's like, here's a little joke for when she's waiting for us, right?
So when you leave and you head down to the Lower Dura to find Denton's place, you do go to the place and you walk up to the front door and there it is. Shut. Front door. Denton's house.
No, I would knock and I'd speak in Elvish through it because probably not everyone speaks Elvish here. But I wouldn't say anything particular because, if in case someone is hearing, it'd just be sort of like a greeting, a general greeting, but a little loudly. Just be like, it's clearly Stalbor.
Yep.
It's your boy.
A couple moments
It's
pass.
your boy.
Usual amount of time, but then he doesn't answer.
Knock again.
A couple more moments pass. A little bit more than usual amount of time again, and he doesn't answer.
Check the window.
So you go over to the window and you look in to try to check. Roll me a perception check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you look in. You think you see, like there's the kitchen is immediately inside there. We described that before.
I
The
see
living room's
any-
off to the side.
Do I see any timers?
The timers. I mean, from this window and how dirty it is and whatnot, you're not able to see a timer from here. But you can see like one of the
That's
chairs.
what
One of the chairs is missing from like the table in the kitchen area. But like that's the. I mean, other than that, you don't see anybody in there. Maybe he's out.
It would be strange for him to invite us and then just walk away.
He said this person had been looking for me for a while. Denton has lots of business to attend to. Even if he's looking out for me, he's not going to stop his other jobs. And he gets all over the city doing his job. He's very particular. So I assume we wait, unless I know another way into his place, but I don't think we were that close.
Well,
You know that there's a back door. Like, you're fully aware of that.
I'd go to the back door and I'd knock that and jiggle that. I would, instead of the first time, I'd just knock and wait. This one I would knock and like actively make noise trying to open the door, you know?
Yeah. So you do so, and actually the back door is unlocked.
I would like
look-
actually just swear in Elven. Like that's never a good sign.
At that, I only have my katana on me. I don't have like all my armory. So at that, I would very like sloppily draw my katana and just kind of stumble a little bit up, and I'd say, "Well,
Yeah.
maybe we'll be heroes and save him. Let's do it, Stalbor."
I'll push in.
Okay, so when you go open the door, as you go open the door, all of a sudden you see like a little spark, and then that little spark that happens as you open the door starts to set off as like as like some sort of quick igniting magnesium, whatever. It goes really quickly, and it has this really strange smell to it, and then huge explosion of silver fire comes from the doorway, blowing inwards and outwards and all of that. Both of you guys make me your evasion save, reflex save. Dexterity
Should I do
save.
so
God damn
at-
it, too many additions.
Should I do that at disadvantage still?
You got like drunken reflexes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give you disadvantage because I imagine once you kind of like came to, it was that sobering moment for you.
Yeah, so I'd be okay with that. Right? Because like once I would probably have been like sobering up by the time we get there, not like sober, but sobering up by the time we get there. But noticing that he is this guy, you know, left his back door open, I would be like, okay, well, now's the time to be.
13. Okay, so Eric, you make your saving throw. Unfortunately, Ollie, with your 10, you do not make your saving
Oh
throw.
man.
Hey, guess what I'm gonna do?
Oh, what's that?
Hey. Hey.
Thank you.
Oh, you're choosing acid damage, right?
I'm choosing whatever damage the attack is.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I want you to say the words. I choose acid damage.
Well, you've got to say the attack first, so I know.
It's fire damage.
Because
Yeah, the
typically-
reaction.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's
why it's fucking
triggering
with these
damage, the damage type.
Yeah.
You
It's
can't
fire.
actually fuck me like that.
Yeah,
So-
this damage
Ollie,
has
If it
triggered
does
Ollie.
two
I
damage types,
I
I'll
can
choose
fuck
the
you
higher.
however I'd like. You know what I mean?
Can
So
confirm. This is my
Ollie is
favorite
now
spell.
triggered.
I love it.
Mwah!
okay, you ready?
So how much damage I'll take? I'll get.
So you guys both take half damage, giving you the total of 6
Awesome.
points of fire damage that you take. And you have the deal 1d6 damage. What is it? End of your next turn. I think you have to hit somebody
I'll
with.
do that.
That's fucking cool that they added that. I like that.
So
Have it as a. I didn't make my deck.
both, and because you failed your dexterity saving throw as well, Ollie, you were thrown off of your feet and onto your ass. On the ground behind you, like behind it against the wall. Reich was thrown backwards and stumbled, but stayed on his feet. And with that, we're going to take our second break, and we're going to come back and find out what happens to the two of them. We'll be right back.
Hey.
See you shortly.
Lucas bleeding. Hey.
Sorry.